For example, you want to construct a building, right? So that's what we call it as infrastructure, right? So if you want to build a construction of the building, you required lot many things, right? So you required an iron, you required, right? So you require sand, right? So you require a lot of components needed for you to build the constructing of your building. So this is all something from the protection point of view you also see, right? So protection is also required. Again, protecting your building and constructing the building followed by the kind of components you are using. I'm generalizing this statement so that you guys can understand. I'm relating to an extent possible, not to the full extent. So on what basis will you be taken? Will you be taken based on the geographical position of a particular locality? For example, if there is a locality where you have identified which has more of natural calamity affected area, then the kind of material what we are going to use to construct the building will be different. Point number one, I'm talking about the components because we don't use more of sand, bricks and all right. So we don't use it because there will be a lot of damage if something goes wrong. So normally where there are less harm, those kind of components will be used. This is point number one. Point number two, when it comes to the design again, right? So design infrastructure is in connect with the design. So how the design should looks like? Design must be in such a way. It shouldn't be the huge designs. We don't recommend to we don't recommend to we don't recommend to suggest the more high level designs or high level designs wherein we don't create, and we don't recommend on the height. Rather than the height, we recommend more on the width. If it is more width, so that the pressure can be balanced equally. If it was more height, what will happen? There is a possibility due to the natural calamity, there is a possibility of breakage might be taken place. So the design of the building is also required. Means depends on the geographical location when you are constructing a building. So what are the components you are using to construct the building? Depends on the geographical location, components, size of the building, point number two. Next, elevation of the building, again depends on the architecture, right? So what kind of architecture do you require to build? So that you need to come up with some less damage if there is something happens. So these are the elements has to be taken care of, right? So you're constructing a building.